Hello! Welcome to this video in which I will tell you the changes I made and how I went from having strings last 1 or 2 gigs to lasting a few months. I have sweaty hands. I have extremely sweaty hands. When I was a boy and I worked Saturdays in a music shop, the other staff would hate me playing guitars as the strings seemed to corrode almost instantaneously. They would even jokingly open the shop door for me, pointing out that I would rust the metal door handle if I touched it. So, does this level of sweaty hands sound familiar? If it does, then I'm sure you're spending a fortune constantly replacing your guitar strings. Not only the expense, but the constant changing of guitar strings wastes so much time and is so tedious. I used to say that if I won a large sum of money on the lottery, my first extravagance would be to employ someone to change my strings for me. The maximum number of gigs I used to play on one set of strings would be 2. If I played 3 nights in a row, I would usually break a string or 2 on the 3rd gig, if I did not change my strings. On particularly sweaty gigs, I can actually run my thumbnail along a string halfway through a gig and there will be a gungy mess falling to the floor. My intonation changes so much that the note at the 12th fret on my high E string would drop close to an E flat, and a quick run along the strings with my thumbnail and the intonation is corrected. Yes, my hands are that disgusting. So, what changes have I made? I've always used thick picks as I love the fat tone they produce. For many years I used the 3mm Jim Dunlop big stubby picks, and a friend introduced me to Jim Dunlop prime tone picks quite a few years later. The 3mm large point tip variation soon became my favourite pick. In an effort to cut down the frequency of string changes, one change I did make was to use a lighter pick, and I finally settled on the Jim Dunlop Petrucci Jazz 3 picks. The guitar tone isn't as fast as with the prime tone picks, although they still sound great. For the past couple of years I've only been using a thumb pick, and my rhythm playing now involves a mixture of thumb pick and fingers when strumming. And I do feel that not hammering away with a large 3mm pick all night has definitely helped increase the life of my strings. I've made quite a few modifications to this Strat, which I regularly use when playing band gigs. I replaced the tuners for locking tuners, and after a great deal of research I installed a set of Graphtec String Saver Classic saddles. It states on the Graphtec website, no matter how hard you play, String Saver saddles dramatically reduce string breakage. The saddles have certainly made a big difference to string life for me, and they sound great. So this has definitely been a very successful upgrade and very worthwhile. I remember trying Elixir coated strings many years ago and I wasn't that impressed at the time. When I purchased a Taylor acoustic guitar that came strung with Elixir strings, I decided to give them another try on my solid body electric guitars. And I now love these strings. They are more expensive than uncoated strings, although they last so much longer. Another big bonus is that they still sound great after a long period of use. My intonation stays consistent and they feel really nice. I've tried so many string cleaning products over the years, from gadgets to wipe the strings, to various bottles of chemicals that promise to clean or prolong the life of the guitar strings. And I've finally come to the conclusion that the best method of wiping the strings is, wait for it, pieces of an old white t-shirt. I have an old white t-shirt in my studio drawer that I ripped to pieces and I use that to wipe my strings. Simple, zero cost if a t-shirt has reached the end of its life, and very effective. So there you have it, a few changes and an old white t-shirt, and I've increased the life of my strings from a couple of gigs to a few months. Do you have any tips on increasing string life? If so, please let me know in the comments. So if you did enjoy this video, please give it a like and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on future videos. Bye for now.